All right, guys, so we got this Roomba E5 model from the flea market over the weekend, and that is the model. When I got it home, it was dead. I got it home, charged it, and it gave me an error code. Actually, it's saying it's error 11. I hooked it up to the Wi-Fi, and it actually shows me in the app that it's error 11, and it says it sometimes, but this is what it's doing. It will not clean. It starts spinning the brush, but it will not go forward or backwards. And like I said, when I looked, it says it's error code 11. When I did some research, it's saying that the vacuum motor is bad. The vacuum motor is down here.
Vacuum problem. See the app for help. Error 11.
There you go. So saying error 11. Now the vacuum motor is underneath this stuff right here. It's right in behind this. So we have to take this whole thing off. I'm going to go ahead and you have one screw here, two screws here, and then one more screw here. That'll bring this whole cover off, and then I think there's 4 more screws around these things that will be able to pull these screws off and then pull the whole unit out. So we'll go ahead and get at that. All right, guys, this iRobot Roomba E5, to change out the vacuum motor, all the tools that you are going to need are right here. You need a good set of pliers. You need a size 1 and 2 Phillips head screwdriver. This is a size 1 as well. If you have a smaller one, you can use that, or the interchangeable one. On this, you also need something small, a small flathead to pry out one of the chips that is inside. You will need that to pry it. You will need the new motor itself. The new motor right here, we'll have a link below if you guys want to buy that new motor. And then also you'll need super glue to finish everything off. That's all that is needed to do this, and takes probably about 10 minutes to change out the vacuum motor on this iRobot with the error code 11. All right, guys, so we got it pulled off. This is the piece that comes out. You can see there's 4 screws that you have to pop out to pull this whole mechanism out of the unit. It sits right back in there like that. I had to take off these 5 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get this cover off, and then we had to take this brush off too. The brush goes right up here, and then these 4 screws on this. Now, if you have this under warranty, I think they'll replace this for free. I got this from the flea market for 20 bucks, and it is not under warranty. So this was the motor this is the vacuum motor that's saying is bad. You can buy this whole assembly too, but it was like, I think it was $60, and I got this for $20 or $25. Now I have to figure out how to install this into that, but this is the exact assembly. I mean the exact motor, the vacuum motor. So you can see it goes on the side right here, and then it wires down. The wires run down here, and this is the peg that actually puts it into play right there. So I might even be able to get away with cleaning that and seeing if it would work, but I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to change the thing out since I've already bought it. So we're going to go ahead and rip it apart and then go see how hard it's going to be to actually change out just the motor itself. Okay, so it was a little tricky getting the actual board out of this spot right here. It actually pops into place right like that. And what you have to do is, if you see there's 2 bends right here in this, if you pry over with the screwdriver just a little bit, you'll see how it flexes. You have to flex it over and then pop that back into place. So now the next thing we have to do is we have the assembly apart. This is the fan that comes off the motor, and I don't see anything really holding it on. And when I look at the new shaft, there's no type of retention ring or anything on the new shaft itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pry this off very gently, and I'm wondering if it's just forced on, and then it pops into place once you get it on. So that's kind of what I'm hoping, but we'll start prying at it easy and see if it will, if it'll let itself off. All right, so I got it off. This is very brittle, the plastic. Now the problem is the new one comes with its own shaft. This was the only way that I could get this out of there, is pull the whole motor from in here. So I'm gonna have to see if I have to, and how I did it is pull the motor apart from here. So it has to be pushed back in for it actually to be on there. So I don't know exactly yet how to do it, but these are the 2 screws holding the whole mechanism on there. So I have to figure out how to, once I pull these screws out, this should pop out. And I have to figure out what to do with this shaft. If I can spin this thing off of here, and I might be able to, now that it's out, if it will just spin off. And it's not coming, so I'll mess with it a little bit more and figure out what exactly we have to do to get it right. But be very careful with this. This is very brittle. I tried to pry up on it a little bit, and it started breaking in the middle when I tried to put a little screwdriver in there. So it'll break very, very easily. All right, guys, so we got it off. It was, I was trying to pull it off with this. I thought it was spinning. The shaft was spinning inside with these pliers, and it wasn't spinning. The pliers were spinning on the shaft itself. So I actually grabbed these, and I grabbed a hold of it, and then I got it. I think it actually has glue. I think there's a spot of glue in the top. I think that's how they got it to stay on there. So I'm actually going to use some super glue once I get it on there, and I'll just put a little bit of super glue on the top, but it just fits right back on it. And that's it. So I'm gonna, like I said, it's way too tight just to be on there like that, because I can pull it right back off right now. So I'm gonna touch it with a little bit of super glue right on top, and then hopefully that will do what it needs to do. We'll put it all back together and plug it and see if it actually fixed the problem. All right, we got the new motor put back in it, all tight. Make sure you don't over tighten these 4 screws holding the actual casing on for the motor. You can crack it if you over tighten them. So rerouted the wires back there, put the plug in there. I think we're ready to go to test it out. So we'll go ahead and put everything back together. You can see the pins right here where the actual 2 motors, it looks like the blower and the vacuum motor, they pop into place right there. So I'm gonna put those in gently. See if we can get this lined up right. Looks like they popped into play. Looks good. Let's tighten it down, put it back together, and see if it fixes the problem. Remember, don't over tighten these screws. Kind of watch when they hit the plastic. That's back in. Let's put this back on. Forget to put your brush back on right here. Move everything to the side. Moment of truth. No error code. Let's try it on spot clean since I'm on the table just to make sure. And I can actually hear the vacuum come on. So it's working. Everything's working great. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how you change out this vacuum motor. So this was our old one that we pulled. I had to pull a shaft out to get it off, but it actually came off. And if you're, when I was trying to take this off, I put a piece of a marker on it because I didn't know if this was actually spinning inside the wheel or if it was doing it. So I put a Sharpie mark on it and then watched it spin, and that's how I actually went and got these heavier duty pliers that I was able to grip it with and break the super glue free. So that's it. We replaced it. Just replaced this. Saved us probably, I think, about 150 bucks versus replacing the whole system. Just changing out the motor itself worked out really well. So awesome. Hopefully that helps, guys.